Alright guys, in this tutorial we are going to learn how to draw the miter joint in Onshape. Reminder, last tutorial we talked about the butt joint. This tutorial we were talking about the miter joint. You're going to see a lot of similarities between the butt joint and the miter joint. The only difference is instead of joining two ends together, alright, you are going to join two ends at an angle. So to create my document, I'm going to hit Create Document. And I'm going to title this one miter joint, and then hit OK. And it's going to take you to your document screen. Remember, you have your documents menu up top, you have your feature tools down below, you have your drawing views in the center, you have your planes on the left hand side, and you have your view cube on the right hand side. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to draw the front and back of our miter joint, of our sort of box outline. And to do that, to stay organized, I am going to right click on this Part Studio 1 and hit rename, and I'm going to call it front / back, and then hit enter. Now I know that I'm drawing my front and back because that's the tab that I'm on. And to do this, we are drawing on the top view. So I'm going to hit Sketch, and then we are going to click on the top view. I'm going to hide my front and right side so I don't get confused. And I'm going to right click and hit View Normal to Sketch Plane to view the top view straight on. Now, very similar to the butt joint, we are going to use the rectangle tool, the corner rectangle. I'm going to start at the origin. I'm going to click once and release, and then I'm going to click again and then type in my dimensions. My dimensions are going to be 12 inches long, and they're going to be 3 inches wide. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I know my sketch is complete. I know my sketch is right because the box that I just drew is shaded gray, so I know I'm good to go there. And all I have to do is click this green check mark up here to finish my sketch. I'm going to view this isometrically. That will help me view my extrusion better. So I'm going to right click and hit isometric. And then I'm going to extrude my sketch by clicking on extrude. And then it's going to say faces and sketch regions to extrude. I'm going to click on this region right here that I just drew. And I'm going to extrude it by 3/4 of an inch. Again, you can type in 3 divided by 4 or 0.75. It doesn't matter. Once I do that, my extrusion is done. I'm going to hit the green check to finish my extrude. Now, the additional step here that we didn't do in our butt joint is we have to create another sketch to create our miters. To do that, I'm going to hit Sketch, and we're going to sketch on top of the plane that I just drew or just extruded. I'm going to click that plane, and I'm going to right click and hit View Normal to Sketch Plane. If you don't like this top plane or this top view here, you can hide that as well. So once I'm on this sketch 2, once I'm viewing this extrusion or this plane head on, I'm going to take my line tool and I'm going to draw my miters. So I'm going to start at the corner. They're going to go all the way up to the top of my front. It doesn't matter the angle right now. Alright, then I'm going to hit Escape to exit out of the line tool. I'm going to select my line tool, you can do one of two things now. You can hit line tool and draw your line on this side as well, or you can create the right angle and then mirror it. That's what I'm going to do. So to create your angle, to make sure your miter is set at 45 degrees, you're going to hit the dimension tool. And we need this angle right here to be 45 degrees. So I'm going to click on the bottom of my front and the angle, and then the angle or the degree will appear. Click again, and then you can type in the degree that you want to set it to, which in this case is 45 degrees. Hit enter. And I know that now that is now a 45-degree angle. I'm going to hit Escape. And then what I want to do is I want to mirror this angle to the other side of my front. To do that, I'm going to take my line tool. I'm going to hover over the bottom of my front piece until I reach the midpoint, which is right there. Midpoints are shown with a box. Draw a line up from my midpoint, hit escape, and then I'm going to take my mirror tool, and it's going to ask to select a mirror line. This is the mirror line, and it's going to say select entries to be mirrored. We want this entry right here to be mirrored. And there you go. So I know that this angle is 45 degrees. I know that this angle is 45 degrees. I can delete this line. And I can go ahead and finish this sketch. I want to view this isometrically. It'll help with my extrusion, so I right click, view isometric. And now what I want to do is I want to extrude both of these corners so that they disappear or that they remove from the front view. So I'm going to hit extrude, and it's going to ask for faces or sketch regions to extrude. I'm going to click here and here to extrude. Now instead of saying add, so add will sort of make an addition onto our front view. We want to remove, and we want to remove it the same depth as our front view, which in this case is 0.75. Once I do that, I hit the green check, and I'm finished, and you can see that my angles are created, my miters are created on my front and back pieces. Next, we're going to draw the right and the left sides. All right, to do that, you don't have to go out and create a new document. You can click on the Addition button where it says Insert New Element, Create Part Studio. We're going to rename this right/left. And then this will also be drawn on the top view. So I'm going to click Sketch, and I'm going to click Top. I'm going to hide my front and right side so I don't get confused, and then I'm going to right-click, View Normal to Sketch Plane. So just like we did the front and back, we need to select the rectangle tool, except instead of drawing this way, we're going to draw sort of on the y-axis this time. So this is going to be 3 inches wide, and we're going to make this 8 inches long. Zoom out a little bit. And I know it's correct because it's shaded gray, so I'm going to click on the green check. I'm going to view isometric by right-clicking, and then isometric. Then I have to extrude this region right here that I just drew by going to extrude, clicking on the face or sketch to extrude, which in this case is the one we just drew. And then it needs to be the same depth that we made our front, which is 3/4 of an inch or 0.75. When you're finished, go ahead and hit the green check, and you are done. Now all we have to do is add our miters, and then we can go ahead and start assembling. So to do that, I'm going to hit Sketch, and then we are going to create a sketch on top of the plane that we just drew. So I'm going to click on that plane, right-click, View Normal to Sketch Plane, and I'm also going to hide my top view so I don't get confused. And then I'm going to take my line tool, and we're going to start from this corner and draw up to the top of my right side. Again, the angle right now doesn't matter. Hit Escape. Now we need to make sure that this angle right here is 45 degrees. To do that, we're going to select our Dimension tool, select the bottom of our right side, and our angled line we just drew. Right now it's 58 degrees. We want to make sure that's 45 degrees. There we go. And again, I can draw my line on the other side, or I can mirror it. To mirror, you select the line tool, hover over the bottom of my right side till I get to my midpoint. Hit Escape, then select the mirror tool, select mirror line, which in this case is language is true, and select entities to be mirrored. And again, we know that this angle is also 45 degrees because it's exactly what we mirrored. When that's finished, we hit escape, and we can delete this line. And our sketch is finished, so we can hit the green check. Now what I have to do is extrude to remove these corners. So I'm going to view it isometrically. I'm going to extrude this corner and this corner. And again, we don't want to add, we want to remove. So we're going to hit remove. We want to remove it to the depth of our piece, which in this case is 3/4 of an inch or 0.75. Hit the green check. And there is your miter. Similar to what we did in the butt joint, we want to change the color, so we're going to right click on the part, right click, edit appearance, change it to yellow, hit the green check. And now we have our front and our back, or front, back, and right and left drawn. Now what we want to do is we want to assemble those together. So we're going to go over to the assembly. Remember, there is already an assembly tab created when you create each document. So we're going to go over to assembly, and we are going to insert our front and back. Remember, we're only clicking one time. All right, once to insert and one to place. All right, remember, as many times as you click, that's as many front and backs that will be placed. So one time to insert and another time to place. Hit the green check. Remember, I want to fix this piece, so I can either right click on part 1 and hit fix, or I can right click and hit fix this way. I know it's fixed because this little symbol will appear up at the top. So now that that is fixed, I want to insert my right side. Again, one to insert, one to place, and I'm going to hit OK. And now I want to mate this end to this end. So I'm going to hit fasten mate. Fasten that end to that end. And we want to zoom in a little bit. Rotate it a little bit. And that looks good. So I'm going to accept this fasten. And we don't have anything else to fasten, so we're going to hit this red X. Now I need to insert the other side piece, so I'm going to insert right again, hit the green check. Alright, now I need to rotate this. So to rotate it, I click, alright, and then these buttons right here will rotate. Alright, so I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees. And again, you can type in 180 and hit enter. And now it's facing the right direction. So I want to mate this end right here to that end. So I'm going to click fasten mate, zoom in, select that end, zoom out, rotate over, and I'm going to mate it to that end right there. And that looks good, so I'm going to accept it. I have no other pieces to fasten, so I'm going to hit this red X. And now my final piece that I am going to insert is another back piece. So I'm going to hit insert, back. Again, click once to insert, one to place. Hit the green check. Again, I need to rotate this. Alright, so it's facing the other direction. So to do that, I click on it. And then I move it and I rotate it 180 degrees. That's good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mate this end with that end of my side. So to do that, I click on fasten mate. Click on this corner right here. And then I click on this end right here. and that looks pretty good, so I'm going to accept it. There's nothing else to fasten, so I hit X, and I want to view it isometrically, so I right click, hit isometric, and there is my miter joint with a box outline. Your final step, you're going to create a drawing for this, so you're going to hit the Insert New Element button down at the bottom corner, create drawing. Again, this is the standard template and you want no views, so hit OK. And we want to insert the assembly that we just did, so we're going to go over to Assemblies. There's our assembly. It's going to ask you for a view where you want to do isometric first. So there's our isometric drawing. Now we want to insert the front, top, and right side as well. Insert view, front. All you have to do is move your cursor up and the top view will appear. And then only 2 views will be inserted at one time, so we need to go in and reinsert our right side view. So we're going to hit Insert, select Right, and a preview will appear, and then we just click once to place it, and then we hit Escape to get out of our drawings. Final thing, if you want this shaded, right click, hit Show Shaded View, and the shaded view will appear. So this is the final step for the miter joint, how to draw the miter joint. So you should have already done the butt joint. Now you've completed the miter joint. In the next video tutorial, we are going to talk about how to draw rabbet joints.